What's up, everybody? What's going on, people? What's happening? What's happening? And what's happening? Thank you guys for tuning in to TrailBlazerz Radio. I am your host, Mr. Fredrick Beaty. And again, once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in to us. You guys could have been anywhere else, but you guys are right here with us and you are rocking out with us. And number one, I thank you guys for doing that. And number two, you guys could have been anywhere else, but I am glad you guys are here with us tonight. So most definitely appreciate that. So just to let you guys know, hey, got another great episode for you guys tonight, and two great guests are in the building right now with me. But before we do that, I do want to go through a couple of announcements. So first and foremost, this particular show is proudly presented by Curvy World Entertainment and Travel Services, and also proudly sponsored by the life changing stage play A Changed Mind by my brother, Mr. Russell Tyson. And I will give you guys an announcement on that as the evening goes along. And also just want to let you guys know to continue to follow us on our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Geez, I'm being forgetful today. It's been a long day. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Geez. Our podcast website, www.podpage.com/Trailblazer Radio. Also follow us on also check us out. Check us out on anywhere you get your anywhere you get audio podcast, which is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Deezer Radio, Stitcher. Anywhere you get audio podcasts, we are there. We are there as well. And also want to give a big shout out to all of our listeners and viewers. Because without you guys, guess what? We wouldn't be here. So most definitely appreciate that. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the reason why we are all gathered here this evenings. So the young lady that is arrayed, however you're looking at this on your screen, she is to my top right. This lady right here doesn't need any introduction. So hey, I'm gonna give her the best introduction that I know how to, but also give the person that is on my that is to the bottom of me an introduction as well. So both of these young ladies are not a stranger to Trailblazers Radio. They both appeared on the big page label special that we had. And they dropped a lot of gems, shared a lot of things. The young lady that again that's to my top right, she is an author. She now I think she's a podcaster. I think they do have a podcast platform, so they've been doing it for a bit. She's also a musician, a singer, songwriter, and all kind of other good stuff. And we're gonna jump into that. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I want to introduce to you guys. Well, reintroduce to some of y'all, and introduce to others. First of all, my sister, Mr. Kai, Mr. Gosh, yeah, that kind of day. I call this girl Mr. Jesus Christ.
It's all love. It's all love.
Mrs. Because simple fact of I don't know how to pronounce your first name, so I'll just call you Kai or Tasha.
There you go.
So I call her Kie Rodriguez, and then my other sister that's down on the bottom right there. She's a lyricist. She is. Look, I done heard a couple things she done did, and I am duly impressed with the lyricism. So big shout out to you, Miss. Big shout out to you, Rage, and welcome to the podcast. How are you ladies doing?
We're alive.
Yeah.
I'm getting over a couple of days in the ER with migraine issues, but I'm here. So
I feel you on that one. I do feel you on that one. How you doing, Rage?
I'm making it right now. I'm making it right now.
Now, either I can't hear her or she can't hear me. One or two.
Oh no, I can't hear you. You can't hear me?
I hear Rage.
I cannot for some strange reason.
Uh-oh.
I can hear all y'all.
I hear you perfectly.
How about now?
We're gonna figure that out. Might be a technical difficulty or two, but we'll get that. We'll get that straightened out here in just a sec.
I'll translate for you.
She said I'll translate. Well, that works too.
Use my lips.
I'm good with that. We can do that. I'm so good with translations. So first and foremost, let's jump. If you don't mind, I want to just jump right into this thing. So first and foremost,
let's go.
I know you primarily as an author.
Yes.
and we talked a little bit about this, offline and things of that nature. So I know you as an author. What made you want to transition to music?
Well, to be honest, I was doing music way, 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 way back when. Um, I've always music is in my family. My uncles, my dad, all of them are musicians, singers. So it's been in me forever. Um, Back in like the late 1900s, showing my age, um, I started working with a company here, Woo Bear Promotions. He's still in business, doing like street promotions with him, marketing, bringing artists up to this area. He had a lot of different artists had a really big um, entertainment venue. It was called Gumbo Live. We bring indie artists from around the country up, and they would perform here. I started performing poetry at that time. So that's how I kind of broke into the scene, is doing poetry. And then from there, I dabbled a little bit with singing, but was like crazy, crazy nervous. I was crazy nervous just doing poetry. But yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for a long time. I just kind of, when Tony and I met and I started helping him do his thing, at that point is kind of when I just took a backseat to mine. I kind of flipped it to doing the author stuff.
Oh, you've been doing the singing for quite some time. You just now deciding to bring this out to the forefront.
Yeah, well, Tony kind of brought it out of me again. We're gonna blame it on him. When we got with Page the Label, there was no intentions in my heart to sing. Like, that part of my life was over. I'm like, listen, the way my age, I'm not trying to be out here rustling with these youngins. And he was sitting down with an artist one day going through music, and he was like, these are for Kai and those are for you. And I kind of looked at him like, what do you mean those are for me? He was like, yeah, you don't want these? And I was like, okay, I guess I want them. And that was it. Just
Well,
like that, we're writing again.
wow. So I mean, first of all, I mean, like I said, I know that was a trend. How easy was that transition from writing books to writing songs?
Um, it wasn't hard. I mean, I've always been a writer. I've always been a writer. So I've always been, writing poetry. I always kind of wrote songs in my head and wrote them down, because I've always been that kind of person that could even like just, music was my thing. I could learn a song in like an hour. Back in the day, you got the tape recorder, you press rewind, you press play, you press rewind, you press play, while you're listening to it. I could learn a song in like an hour. Music has always kind of been in me. So just taking poetry and turning it into music, it wasn't that difficult. After taking that long break, about 10 or so, it was about, yeah, maybe about a good 10 years, I took a break of not really doing anything musically, or even really anything poetry too much. Like when we had our radio show, we was doing a little bit of poetry on there, but I wasn't as into it as I was before. I really, really was focused on the books. So this time coming back, it was completely different. It was different coming back this time.
Now, I gotta ask about the books. So have the books taken a back seat?
Unfortunately, well, they took a back seat before the music came in. They took a back seat because, when I wrote my first book in 2006 by myself, self-published it, didn't know what I was doing, with a whole bunch of mistakes. Then 2011, I republished it. And then, Tony and I were together at that point, and, republished it, did some little stuff. Then, he really wanted a publisher, and I was like, oh, I guess we can try that. And then, where we got with, Diamond Cut, and well, they reached out to me. So I was like, ooh, somebody's reaching out to me. I think I was just kind of on that, ooh, somebody's reaching out to me thing, and got with them and put out book one. I don't remember if we ever got around the book two, putting it out. I don't remember, but with them it would have been republishing, because book one and book two had already been out. So I'm still kind of where I was back when I got with them, and then after them I went with a different publisher, and then they stopped publishing. And so I've probably been with like three publishers and they've all kind of just failed. So at this point, I'm just like, I think at that point, I just kind of put my books on the shelf and was just like, I'm just going to let them sit for a minute. So book 3 has been done, but never been released. Book 4 is like halfway done, and I can't finish, I can't start book 5 until I finish book 4. So yeah, so the books have just kind of been shelved. Yeah.
Because I was going to ask you, are those books still coming?
No, I mean they're not available because I took my books down when I went with the publisher, and then the whole create space and everything just kind of disappeared, and I never looked into how to put them back out. But I know you and we had that conversation, so they're going to come back. Book 1, book 2, book 3, they're all going to come back at once, and then I'm gonna finish writing book 4, and we're going to get book 5, and we're going to finally, like 10 years later, finish the series.
Well, looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we talked a lot offline about that, and what needs to be done with that. So we'll continue to coordinate and work with each other on that part of it. So most definitely going to keep doing that. So music in the family, and then books kind of taking a back shelf, and now you're focusing on music primarily, and now you're moving forward with that. How is that progression been for you thus far?
It's been an interesting journey, to say the least. I am not ashamed to say I will be 50 this month. So it's if I'd have had this fortitude in my younger years, things probably would have been different for me. But I was, I'm at a point now where I'm just like, I don't care. I'm just gonna go for it. If I look crazy, I look crazy. If I sound crazy, I sound crazy. I'm still a little nervous, but I'm more willing to do things that I wasn't willing to do when I was younger, even as wild and crazy as I was when I was younger. Like getting in front of a mic though, when I was younger, I'd be drenched in sweat, which I am still now, but that's hormones. It's not the same thing. Like it's that 50-year-old hormones now when I'm drenched in sweat. So, but now I'm just more like, yeah, big crowd. Yeah, I got this. 10, like put me in the crowd in front of 10,000 people. I don't care. I'm gonna do it. Before I'd be like, there's 100 people, like 20 people. I'd be like, nah, I don't want to do that. Now I'm just like, it's whatever. Let's just do it. Let's do it. It's all good. We can do it. So putting that aside, and I think also having a good squad of people around you, Tony and we bump heads a lot because he's my husband, but he's also my manager. So, when he tries to give me his little, I always be like, babe, come listen to this. And I know he's going to have something to say. And so he'll be like, and I'll be like, come on, tell me. He'd be like, nah, because as soon as I say something, you're going to, and I'm like, I want to hear it, but I also want to get to that point where he hears something and he's just like, babe, that's fantastic. And there's no but, like, I just want to get to that point where he's like, I just love it. There's no but, all the notes are right. Everything is good. So yeah, trying to separate that husband manager is difficult, but having a good team around me has helped. Having, Rage and Nia and, Toonleaf and even, like Pharaoh and them, when I was like down on myself and, I can't sing like this person and I don't hit the notes like this person, they'd be like, so what? That person is that person. And like, listen to all the different singers out there. No two singers sing the same. Everybody doesn't riff. Everybody doesn't do this, so.
That's true. And you spoke about the importance of having a great team around you, and how was having that team around you helped you in your progression?
It's definitely helped me to stay out of my comfort zone and not get back into it and not, slink back into the safety net. It's definitely helped me to keep moving forward, continuing to do shows, continuing to write. Tony has got me things so that I can record here in the house, which has been very, very instrumental to me. Just, we used to record with Rage, and, Rage is where she's developed that ear where she can hear me and know when I've done something wrong as well. So it was really helpful, but there's nothing like being at home where you can do it 15 times until you get it right. You know, when you're in the studio, you're on somebody else's time. It's like, let's go. You got an hour. Come on, come on, come on. But when you're home, you don't have to worry about, you know, I got to warm up. I got to warm my voice up. I can just hit it. Nope. Hit it. Nope. This note's wrong. Nope. So that's helped me a lot as well.
Cool. I like that. Now, yeah. So I guess the one thing I want to say, because you mentioned that you're going to be approaching 50 here, in a matter of weeks.
Yep.
Funny that I get to hit that before you do. That's not funny. That's not funny. Not funny. It ain't funny. However, the question I do want to ask is this, and I mean I've asked myself this question and I've answered it already for myself, but I think it goes more to each, it's individual to each person. Do you think that, you know, with age, does that mean that do you think at 50, 40, maybe 40, 50, do you feel like you have to take more risk or less risk?
I think the older we get, I think it depends on how we lived in our youngers. You know, like I think if we lived very sheltered life early on, I think as we get older, we try to do more and more and more. And I think if we were kind of like doing anything and everything when we were younger, then as we get older, we might get more recluse, kind of like I'm gonna slow down now. And I've slowed down. I've definitely slowed down. I think my life was kind of a mix. I think when I was really younger, I kind of had that sheltered life. But see, I'm sweating. But as I got into my, you know, early 20s and stuff, I kind of got wild and crazy. And now I've gotten to an age where I know what I want. And I know that, you know, listen, you're 50 now, you're past middle age. They like to say 50 is middle age. No, 50 is not middle age. I'm past middle age. So now it's like, unfortunately, it's like I'm in the third leg of the race. So let's go.
I hear you on that one, because
Yeah.
I know now. I mean, at my age, I'm probably less averse to take stupid risk, because I'm more like I rather look at everything from a perspective of risk versus reward. What's going to happen if I take this risk? Is my reward going to be good or is it going to be bad? So
Right.
I'm like, yeah, let me ponder this a little bit first.
Right. Right.
So I mean, and I know me. I'm like, yeah, we gonna think about this before we do anything else, because I'm not gonna.
Is it worth it? Yeah.
And I'm not gonna. And I know I'm not gonna take. I don't like taking unnecessary losses. So
that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't like taking unnecessary losses, because for me, taking the unnecessary losses, like, you know,
it's pointless.
I know for me, I know for some people it wouldn't be that big of a deal, because, you know, you can some people can rebound from that. For me, it would be it won't be a major setback, but it'll be a setback enough for me to reconsider and things of that nature. Now, I won't say advanced age, because we're not gonna go there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna say like Deion Sanders said, elder age.
Yeah.
Listen, don't put me in the elder age. I'm not an elder. No. I don't even like people calling me ma'am. Don't do that. I'm not that old. Don't ma'am me.
Term of endearment. Plus a show of respect.
No.
Oh man.
I mean, I don't like being called sir, but I'll say, hey, if you want, that's what's gonna, you know.
See, I'll take sir. I mean, I won't. Let me see. Okay, I won't take sir. I don't know. Sir sounds like different than ma'am. Like ma'am sounds like what you would say to, like, you know, grandma. And I guess I'm old enough to be a grandma, but I'm not a grandma. So don't ma'am me. No.
Yeah.
See,
your teacher or somebody.
See, I call women. I call any woman that I come across ma'am, regardless of age. Whether she's younger than me, whether she's older than me, I say ma'am. Just how
it's
it
that down south thing, though.
Yeah,
You know how we
yeah.
do down south.
Yeah, that's that down south thing.
Yeah, and like Maverick said, everyone. Cause I call everybody Sir Man because of not just because of the down south thing. It's for a respect thing. How I was raised. You call people Sir and Ma'am, and that type of stuff. Because yes sir, yes ma'am, no sir,
Right.
no ma'am. I'm good with that. I don't know if anybody else is. I know I've had some people say, "Don't call me ma'am." I mean, I'm sorry. It's just how I raised.
Some people get crazy offended. Like, no, we're not trying to call you old, but when I'm on the phone with my doctors and stuff like that, I'm always yes sir, yes ma'am, stuff like that. People in authority, I'll do the yes ma'am, but yeah,
Every,
no,
everybody deserves some respect, regardless of their age or social status.
right.
That's how I look at that. That's how I look at that. So when so let's see, trans music, books. Gosh, you do a whole lot of stuff, man.
I know.
I mean, you on Instagram doing makeup stuff. I mean, and you've been doing that for as long as I've known you.
Yep.
And why do you got a YouTube or like a Instagram page dedicated to just that?
I did, but it is unbelievably hard to manage all of these pages. I had, not a YouTube dedicated to just, I had my regular YouTube, but I had an Instagram for this business, an Instagram for that business, my personal Instagram, the author Instagram, the Facebook Instagram,
You need
the
a
Facebook
publicist.
for this, like, no, it's just too many pages. So
You
I
need an
keep,
assistant.
yeah, I do. Yeah. So they keep saying you should have one for everything. I'm like, don't nobody have time for all of that. No, I'm gonna have one page and y'all get everything on that one page. Like, I can't do.
So just so y'all know, so I'm gonna put it out there. My sister's looking for an assistant. Hit her up if you're in. Hit her up if you're interested. That would be that. I would please and thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. So yeah, so I'm putting it out there because yeah, manage. I mean, and I get it. I'm managing pages, um, managing podcasts, managing all kind of stuff. That's first of all, it's time consuming.
It is. And the crazy
Requires,
thing is, I manage other people's pages.
but you
So
can't
like,
manage
I
your own.
create and manage other people's pages. And then, it's like on top of managing mine, it's like, okay, I got to do all of these other people's, especially when I was doing it for Page, making sure the artists everybody had their artist page. Do you have your artist Instagram? Do you have your artist TikTok? Is it all, the same name and this and that, and making sure the website's good? And then, okay, got to make sure my stuff's good. Got to make sure, Billy Joe over there who wants to, pay me to work on his stuff is good. And it's like your stuff always is. Then that's when you need the assistant to help you manage your stuff while you managing everybody else's stuff.
Yeah, there's a difficulty in being organized, especially when you're managing all kind of things. Speaking of your role at Page the Label, I mean, why don't you tell everybody what their role is or was or still is?
Well, when I started at Page Label back in October of 21, I was doing we started off doing A&R, marketing, promotions, kind of all booking, all rolled into one. And then Tony and I split. Tony handles A&R and I was doing the booking, promotion, marketing for the company. So making their web pages, making all of their social media pages, running all of those pages, looking for booking for the artists, setting them up with, photo shoots so that everybody gets professional pictures, helping to set them up with interviews, looking for venues for them, keeping, the company name out there, the artist name out there as much as I can, um, as much as I could. That's what I was doing up until the end of May. Now I am just an artist. I don't do that stuff anymore. It's too much trying to, again, manage everybody else and also manage yourself. So trying to get my album done and write my stuff while trying to look for, shows for everybody else and do all of the behind the scenes stuff. It's just too much running both. So right now I am just an artist.
Laser focus on that, huh?
Yeah, that's
I
enough to
feel you.
focus on.
I mean, I feel you. I mean, because sometimes you do. We as human beings do get overwhelmed with everything that we have going on, and
Yeah.
sometimes we need to just set a large amount of that aside. And I most definitely have the utmost of respect for you doing that, because I mean, takes a lot to remove yourself from one aspect of something, and then just to kind of concentrate on what you're doing. You know, so I do understand that wholeheartedly. But now you, like I said, you're an author, you're a musician. Wait a minute, didn't you play a role in a local film too?
It's going on now. We're still shooting.
Really?
Yeah. So we're still shooting, and I
Oh,
can't give. It's like a super hyper sensitive. Like we have all signed
no,
like
no, no.
non-disclosure form. We can't talk about the movie. So, but I mean, the page is Chronos Mercury on Facebook. Y'all can go. They drop little snippets and stuff on there. He's like being really really secretive about the plot of the movie and everything. But I'm having a good time. I'm having a
Okay,
good
cool,
time.
cool, cool. I like that. I like that. So I know you guys signed an NDA, so I know you can't speak about it, and I'm not gonna ask questions about it.
Go
But
check out the page. All I can tell you is to go check out the page. I don't even know what if there's a lot of stuff on there. Like there are some little clips and stuff like that for scenes that we've shot. He does drop little snippets there, but it's scheduled to be released the end of this year. So
well, can you at least tell me? Can you at least tell everybody how that came about?
um there was a posting on Facebook, anybody interested doing a local film, send in your, headshot and bio, and I did.
That's what's up. Now, This is something that's now. Is this something way outside of your wheelhouse, or is this something that you're comfortable with?
This is something I have not done since early 2000s. I did a play in the early 2000s, probably when I was working with Woo Bear. Um, yeah, and I haven't done anything. I don't think I've done anything like that since then. I mean, when I wrote my books, is when I kind of got the idea of coming back into acting.
Uh huh.
Um, because everyone was like, beautiful should, my God, beautiful should be a play. Beautiful should be on a screen. It should be on a TV. And so it kind of got me thinking about getting back into it, and how do you write a screenplay, and how do you turn a book into a movie and stuff like that. But I hadn't done anything with it, or, you know, I hadn't done any acting or anything like that. So I haven't done acting in a long time. So, and this is so, what I can say is there's not like a lot of scripts. So a lot of it is just like, hey, this is what I need you guys to be talking about. Go.
Wow. So basically, it's kind of just unscripted, really.
Yeah, it's kind of like, this is the scene. Now go. Which is
That could
cool.
that could work.
It's, yeah, just don't have to retake.
Oh yeah, true.
Because you
Yeah, yeah,
might
yeah.
get like 5 different dialogues each time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely. Um. Oh yeah. I find now. Yeah. I ain't caught the acting bug like that, and probably won't do that because
You
that
gotta
ain't
be
me.
good at it. I know Rage
No.
would be Rage has done some acting.
A little
Rage,
something, something. Little something, something.
yeah, Rage did a little something on Keys and Cuff with Mikey J. So that's
Yep.
supposed to be, I believe that's coming out soon too. So
They didn't give a
Oh
date.
man. Okay. So three things to watch out for now.
Yep,
So
yep,
yeah,
yep.
gonna have to check that out, Rage.
Yeah.
See what them acting chops about is where it's looking like.
The character name is Danger.
Danger.
Man,
Oh,
look
you
here.
still can't hear me, can
I'm
you?
looking forward to all that, man.
Oh, that's right. You still can't hear Rage, huh?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. She
Should
said
I
her
leave it?
character's
Should
name
I
was
leave and come
Danger.
back?
Oh,
Oh,
must
she said you want her to go out and come back and see if that works.
yeah, please.
Yes. All right.
So actor, Jesus. So the close thing to acting I'm gonna do is probably voiceover.
Yeah. I
It's
think
been
you'd be good
it's
as an actor. I think you'd be good.
it's been well, the voiceover's been working really good because I can actually stand in front of this microphone and you know just imagine voices. I'm actually doing some work with with some folks at a company called Here That Inc. So I'm helping them um do some voice several characters for a book. So
Okay.
and yeah, really it's I actually like it because it's challenge because it is challenging me to kind of be much more creative than I would have been at any other point in time.
Right.
But I like it. I do like it. I do like this. I do like that. Now,
It
the one
sounds interesting.
it is now the one thing I wanted to ask you about, singing and songwriting, you know, when you do that, do you find yourself challenging yourself when
I
it?
am getting to a point vocally where I am starting to get comfortable here. So I keep trying to push myself. I know that I'm still holding back. And Tony tells me all the time, even Rage would tell me all the time, you're holding back, you're holding back. Nia would tell me all the time, just let it go, just let it out, just let it out. So I'm trying to get comfortable, like, just practicing at home. There was a young lady here, and that was like the one bit of advice. Rage, say something.
You hear me?
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah.
we in business.
The one bit of advice she gave me was, belt out to your favorite singer, whoever, like whatever your favorite song is, whoever your favorite singer is, put it on and just belt it out. Just let it go. Sound crazy. Try to hit all the notes. Do whatever. She's like, because that's how you're gonna learn. And everybody doesn't riff. She said the same thing. Everybody doesn't riff. Stop trying to riff. If that's not what you do, that's fine. But just learn how to let it go and not be afraid of your voice. And the best way to do that is just to. I am really good at um mimicking. So I can sing somebody else's song and hit all their notes and do all of that riff, but then if you turn them off and tell me to do the same thing, I can't do it. Because now I'm just listening to myself and I'm like, oh no, I don't know if I can do it. So she's like, yeah, just do it.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of us when we do that, we are able to we can mimic other people's voices, but when it comes to our own, we kind of sort of don't know where our voice fits in
Right.
when it comes in certain things and how it fits with certain melodies and things of that nature. And I know for me, when I was doing that, which is a very long time ago, um, I was cool with mimicking other people's voices, but never found a comfort zone to where mine's fit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool, Tevin Campbell was cool, because not
Hmm.
because I was
I
kind of
think
sort of.
as
And, go ahead, go ahead.
I think it's delayed a little bit on my side. Now, what I
Yep.
was gonna say is I give props to the singers because as a hip hop artist and coming up with flows is one thing, but as to singers, when y'all come up with their melodies on the spot is insane. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I more props to you. You know what I mean? Because
Oh,
them melodies they're crazy when you got to come up with them on the spot. You know what I mean?
Right.
hell yeah! And it's funny. It's funny that y'all mentioned that because I mean, like I said, it's like folks like Tevin Campbell. I mean, because his singing voice is kind of doesn't necessarily match my speaking voice, but but for me, he's the easiest one I can mimic. Um,
Okay.
because his singing voice and my speaking voice are somewhat the same, but not necessarily. And then Johnny Gill's cool, but all them riffs and stuff, yeah, I can't fuck with that. I can't fuck with that. I'm like, yeah, I'm good, but I ain't that good. And I like what Maverick said. It's weird for especially for this. And like I said, I've done a little singing. I've done the rhyming bit. So You know, but and I'm gonna say I'm gonna say I've long retired from the rhyming part because yeah, we're not entertaining that part again. But
I want to try that part.
okay, so Rage will probably agree with me with this one. It's harder than you think.
I want to try at least maybe just one song. You know, if it sounds like crap, I won't put it out. You know, but I think I can try. I mean, because I think, you know,
The reason why
poetry
I
is like
can't
that in
agree with that,
between. What you say, Rage?
I said the reason why I can't agree with that is because how easy it came to me. It just comes. Like I can make a full song front to back in 30 minutes.
See,
Rage is a beast.
yeah, I mean, and see, like I said, it's harder than you think because the simple fact, number one, you have to it had you have to get it. There's wordplay. There's you know you have to the flow has to be consistent with the beat. Then also it has to make sense.
Yeah, yeah. You got to find multiple different ways to make each song different. That's definitely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm more for cats that are like storytellers. So I'm all for
Yeah.
The Nas's, Scarface, who else? Slick Rick, those guys.
Styles P.
Oh hell yeah. You know,
That's my all time favorite artist because he
oh
storytells and he flips a twist at the end.
oh yeah. And the funny and I like those dudes. So if you want to do that, Kai, I put like this. It's not as simple as you think it is. It's
Oh
more
no,
to
I
it
know
than
it's not.
just
I know it's not.
words that rhyme.
No, 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 no. I know it's not. Like I said, I just want to try it because like I said, if I'm gonna do this, I want to try. I want to try everything. I have a rock beat that I want to write to. I just want to try.
I think
If
she's
it sounds
definitely
like crap,
capable. She's definitely capable because she is one. She's an amazing songwriter, like straight up
think
amazing songwriter. I think she's capable.
That's what's up. That is what's up. I like that. So I really do like that. So I know that you're here because you played a role in this particular this EP that's coming out. So what was your contribution or what role did you play in this Rage?
Broke up a little. You said that.
say it again. She didn't hear you.
Yeah, it got all robotic.
So did you do the production part of it?
What did he say? What was the question? It broke up.
He
I'm
said,
sorry.
What part did you play in the EP?
Oh, what part did I play? I engineered it. Basically recorded it, mixed it, made the quality sound good. Cause she already sound good, so I made the quality sound good.
Put her stamp on there.
Yeah, yeah.
You put the garnish on that thing.
Little bit of sauce. Yeah, a little bit of sauce.
That's what's up.
Green onions on top.
Yeah, we put in a lot of work together, a lot of hours together.
Man, I know, and the hard work is about to come about is about to culminate in something really wonderful. So,
yeah,
the one thing I like, first and foremost, I love the growth in people.
yeah.
Kai, we've known each other for a while. Well, I won't even say a while now. Jesus, I won't even say a few years now either.
It's
been a
at least
long
10.
I was gonna say more than that, but
yeah, well, it's at least 10. It's been longer than 10, but it's at least 10.
yeah, we
crazy.
know each other for a bit, and
yeah,
it's the funny part about it is us. We all, me, you, Tony, we all met in person at Jai's graduation, which was It
Little
was
while.
hot as hell. It was hot as hell that day. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I had my leg splint on. It's ridiculous, you know.
Yeah, it was hot as hell that day.
Yeah.
Anybody who wore long pants, yeah, need to find the sun and fire his ass. Until it was hot as hell though. It was I ain't gonna. It was hot as hell.
It was hot.
But it was a fun thing though, and I loved it, and it was gave me a chance to meet two incredibly wonderful people.
Oh, we got to meet you face to face, which was awesome. 'Cause, you know, sometimes I have a lot of friends on Facebook that I consider my friends, my family, and we've yet to meet face to face. I have one who's been in this area several times and we just have not been able to meet up. It's driving me crazy. Like she and I have been friends forever on Facebook. I think even going back to MySpace days. And she's been up this way a couple of times and we just haven't been able to link up. It's driving me crazy.
Man, and you're Tony. You're very welcome. You're very welcome because you said thank you. You're very welcome, sir. I mean, I couldn't imagine, you know, not being around two people that are just as wonderful as you guys, but also kind of that have that certain similarities. We're supporters. We support people. We make sure that that those people that we do support are taken care of, and I don't think I can find any. I don't think I can find any better. I don't think I can find any better people than that. Now there are other people on my list that I could name, but you guys would be most definitely be within that top 20 for sure.
Hey, I'll take
Top
that.
five. Top
Well, unfortunately,
five.
there are some other people that kind of taken over those spots, but I mean,
That's okay. I'll take top 20. I'll take top 20. I'll take that. I'll take that.
most definitely. So I mean, yep. So want to just say, so look here. Let's talk a little bit about this EP that you got coming out. But before we do that, I want to take us. This boy said he blushing. Boy, stop. This boy
He
said
upstairs. I can't even see him. He upstairs in his, cowboydom, cowgirls kingdom,
Ooh,
cowgirldom.
cowgirldom,
We had already talked about that.
cowgirldom.
We had already talked about that.
Yeah, that's why he said he wasn't going to get on camera because he said YouTube was going to start talking, and then it was going to end up being an extended version of his interview. So he was like, "Nah, I'm not going to get on."
Smart choice, sir. Smart choice, sir. Smart choice.
This ain't the right rodeo today.
Yes, indeed. So, but I want to talk a little bit about your album and also the video that's currently out now. But before we jump into that, because you didn't send me the MP3 in time, so yeah, I'm gonna fight. Nope, you didn't. You sent me. I'm gonna fight you, but that's fine.
I know. I'm so bad.
Nope. That's fine because you're gonna tell everybody where they can find this video at. But before you do that, before we jump into that though, I do want to take a little bit of a commercial break because I want to recognize a good friend of mine, Miss Barbara Melvin with her Uppity Negro Apparel, but I also want to recognize my other two co-hosts with their thing, My Life Has Destiny. So we're gonna take a break, and we'll be right back with my good friend Kie Rodriguez. And you know what? I'm gonna call her up. Well, her name is Rage, but I was gonna put something else in front of that. I was gonna say Super Lyricist Supreme. How did that sound?
I like that.
I mean, I'm being real honest because I seen a couple like the little snippets of some of your shows, and yeah, you go off.
She's a beast.
Thank you.
She's definitely a beast.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So We gonna take a commercial break and we'll be right back with my beautiful sister, Miss Kie Rodriguez, and super lyricist, artist supreme, rapper supreme, Rage. So you guys, hey, grab a drink, grab a drink and grab a drink, grab a snack, and we'll be right back, guys.
Be back.
We're living in a different time. Isn't that what the old folks say? Well, I beg to differ, because there really is nothing new under the sun. We used to think that this generation was stronger than that of my parents. But after learning where and whom we come from, I realized that this was a false narrative. They fought, bled, and died for the liberties that we take advantage of today. So I changed my mind. We are our grandparents. We are our parents. This is where the idea for uppity Negro apparel and accessories comes from. We are the uppity Negroes that defied boundaries, broke chains, climbed mountains, and crossed valleys of hatred, bigotry, illiteracy, and oppression. The statement is simple. The cause is never ending. The sound, loud. Say it with me, Kendrick. I am that uppity Negro.
My Life Has Destiny is a faith-based podcast that talks about testimonies of faith, hope, redemption, restoration, and the perseverance of ordinary people through the extraordinary power of God. Join host Quint Jones, Coco Fenton, and introducing Terrence Jackson every Monday and Thursday nights right here on TrailBlazerz Radio.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for tuning in to us again. And you are tuned in to TrailBlazerz Radio with me, your host, Fredrick Beaty, and my two beautiful guests, Kie Rodriguez and super lyricist supreme Miss Rage. And they are in the building right now. So, and we are about to jump into a nice conversation about this EP. But before we do that, I want to talk about this video. I really want to talk about this video. So,
What you want to know?
What was the concept? What was the concept of that?
So first and foremost, I got to give big shout outs. Chris was not able to be on from Big Vision Concepts. He did a contest in honor of the late girl that I mentioned earlier, who gave me all of that wonderful singing advice. Her name was Adriana Miller. She passed away, I believe, in April. And so he did a contest in her honor where he was going to give production of a video away. And I won. So big ups to Big Vision Concepts and everybody who voted for me. Like, I love y'all. Thank you. You know, I really didn't think I was going to win. People don't support me like that. So I got to stop saying stuff like that because the universe was like, girl, look. So there's that. So the concept for Butterfly, for me, butterflies are a symbol of rebirth, of, you know, breaking out of your shell, of just going for it. Like, you're this, and then you wake up one day and you're something different. So the vision that we had, Tony and Farrell, they're the ones who wrote the song Butterfly. So the vision that the two of them kind of had was like, it was supposed to be me and my girls at the park and him and his guys at the park, and Tony and I just kind of bump into each other. And as we bump into each other, I kind of take him on this magical journey in his head of what it would be like if we were together, if we were dating, if he was my boo. And so that's what my girls couldn't make it. So it was just me and him with his boys, which kind of worked, though. It kind of worked better that way. So, you know, we do that whole thing, you know, we go on this little bump and then boom, he's kind of like transported into this like being with me. And then at the end, he's back to where, you know, like we had just bumped into each other, but really he didn't bump into me at all.
Wow. So kind of was like a figment in his imagination.
Yes. And I was so happy that some people got it. Like My daughter, she got it right off the bat. She was like, it's so cool that it was like, it was just like a figment of his imagination. Like y'all didn't really do all of that. I was like, yes, thank you. I'm so glad that people actually got that.
Wow, I like that. So, and you are like you, and the thing I think you said you like butterflies represent. They represent well for a lot. And you mentioned they represent change. They represent, um, well, they represent change, a time of change. They
Mm-hmm.
represent
When
coming
I say,
into coming
yeah,
into yourself.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. So, and that's we all know that butterflies are those creatures because they
Mm,
turn from a caterpillar. They turn from a caterpillar to a butterfly.
right,
And people wonder why. Well, how can something so beautiful come from something so lowly and so not so beautiful?
right,
That's easy. That's God's design. But also, but also represents, like you said, it represents beauty. It represents change. So, and
it represents that pressure too, because you got to think this caterpillar goes into this little tiny chrysalis, and once it becomes this butterfly, it literally has to bust out of its shell. So
yeah,
I don't know if that's where the whole where where the phrase break out the box comes from, or break out your shell comes from. But I mean, like, it literally, like, if it stays in that chrysalis, it will die. Like, it literally has to break free in order to emerge and be what it's meant to be. So it's like, it is really such a good metaphor for, yeah, this might be where you started. You might think that you're here, you're lowly, you're ugly, nobody likes you, nobody loves you, you may have had a hard life, but that's the pressing part. That's that pressing. And once you get out of that, and once you can get out of, we get comfortable in that pain, we get comfortable in that turmoil, we get comfortable in that job, we get comfortable in that relationship, we get comfortable, in the places that we live. We just get comfortable. And in order to get to the next level, you have got to break out of that and do the stuff that's uncomfortable, and to get to the next place.
of course. And I think a lot of us don't like to deal with the fact of being comfortable or
Yeah, we don't want to be uncomfortable.
well, I take that back. So, yeah, and I take that back. A lot of us don't like the fact of being uncomfortable.
Right. Yeah.
We like to sit where we are in our glass house and think that we're cool and we're protected, but well, what happens when someone throws stones? That's the uncomfortable part about it.
Right.
So, and Tony said, new respect for butterflies. Yes, brother. Yes. Same here. Most definitely a newfound respect for butterflies. Because the funny thing, and the other thing that I think is what a lot of people kind of don't look at is that butterflies look like they're extremely delicate, but they're a lot tougher than they look.
Mm-hmm.
But beneath all the nice colors and designs on their wings and stuff like that, though, they're a lot tougher they're a lot more tougher and resilient than a lot of than us as human beings take them for.
Yep.
So, and I like the way you say, I like the way you put that, because it makes sense, and it makes sense to me, but I know for our listeners and viewers it also makes even more sense, because most people do look at butterflies and look at them as delicate creatures.
Yeah.
Nah, bruh, look closer, look way closer.
Yeah. And it's always the ones that we think, like they say, the shy ones, the quiet ones. Those are the ones you got to look out for.
Oh
You
yeah.
think they're all delicate. You think, and that'd be the girl that you bully and she kick your butt. Like,
Oh,
relax.
it's always it's always the quiet ones that'll do. There's always the quiet ones that'll do you in. They don't know it. People don't know that, but hey, that quiet person over there, don't mess with them.
That's what I'm
They gonna do you something ugly. So don't mess with
quiet
them.
for a reason. They're quiet for they're trying not to draw any attention to themselves. They're just trying to stay in the cut and mind their business.
Oh
So
yeah,
just leave them alone.
for sure. So and now you got an EP that's coming out, Diamond Butterfly. So where did this combination come from?
So I've changed the title to just Butterfly. It was going to be Diamond Butterfly because of the, diamonds are, hard. I think that diamond and butterfly goes together very, very, very well. Diamonds are pretty to look at. Everybody wants them. They're very hard. They're very, it's just like that hard exterior of a diamond, can cut through glass, but everybody wants it. And then the butterfly is seen as this beautiful thing that everybody, ooh, but always seen as very delicate. Like you were just saying, it's seen as very too. It's kind of like that. What is that? Yin and yang almost. A diamond butterfly. When you see them two together, you got the hard and then you got the delicate. But we decided to just go with butterfly because that's the name of the title track. And I don't really have anything that says diamond butterfly. So we're just going to call it butterfly for now. And we'll do something later that's called diamond butterfly. That's okay. Because everything will still be butterfly with me. So, it's okay.
It doesn't, but why not? But why not keep the title? It doesn't have to have anything that's related to it.
Well, tell Tony that.
He listening, he watching and listening anyway. So
okay, so you heard him, Tony.
Why not keep the title? It doesn't have to be anything relatable to a diamond, to a diamond. It doesn't have to even have a song that's relatable to that. I like the title Diamond Butterfly.
You're gonna get me.
No.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Monica.
No,
she loved the butterfly effects. We went for the video. We went to Elizabeth Park in Hartford. We were going to go to the Butterfly Museum, and then there was this little like flower bridge that we were going to go to, and
Are you sure? Are you sure about that, sir? You sure about that?
You wanted me to say something about diamond and butter. You wanted me to do the little intro in the beginning, remember, with the diamond butterfly, like if me and him was talking and he was like, so why'd you name it? Like, we could have just cut that in there right there, the diamond butterfly, and we would have cut that into the beginning so that we talked about diamond butterfly. Remember, you wanted me to put that in there, but
and then he says yes.
We didn't think we could do the music in the Butterfly Museum. So there's a museum that it's just all butterflies fluttering all around you in there. And it's really not a big place. So for the majority of the video, it's me and him on a date. So this isn't a huge place for us to be going on a date where we're going to be in this corner, then we're going to be over in that corner. It wasn't that huge of a place, and we didn't think they would let us go in there with the music. So we found this park. One of our friends, Lavish, had posted it, and it's a huge park. There's gardens and everything. And Chris said that he was able to throw some butterfly effects. So we were like, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, it does, and that works.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tony. I just had to throw you out there, man, because I mean, I love the title of the EP, brother. I really do.
He's gonna get me. Watch. As soon as it's like, I didn't say you couldn't use it.
No, you can
use it.
No, you can blame me. I'll take that one. I'll take this one.
I couldn't use it. He just wanted to make sure that if we named it Diamond Butterfly, that there was something in the album that mentioned Diamond Butterfly. That's all.
Oh man, something relatable. I get it.
Yes. Yeah.
I get it. I mean, nothing. I mean, I get now. I kind of understand why he did that, because you want to have something relatable to the EP. So first of all, how many songs is on this EP?
There's 5. There's 5 on there. So my 2 favorite songs are most definitely Reality, which is my poetry ish, the first time I've ever done something it's a mix of poetry and a mix of a song, very sultry. And Butterfly, of course, which is my number 1 single. So those, which should be dropping tomorrow. Butterfly, the single, should be dropping tomorrow.
See, you caught me off guard with that one because I saw the video. Didn't know the single was going to drop on a Saturday, but hey.
Yeah, well, we tried to. I didn't really know how long it takes for these things to come out. So when I went on ahead and put it through and I pushed immediately, it was yeah, it's not going to happen immediately. It's not how it works. So I think it is available right now on iTunes. I think that I did get the update that said iTunes is available. I think everything else is just going to drop on the 9th. So it will be available on all streaming platforms at midnight.
Cool. That's what's up. That's what's up. And then your EP will be available when?
We are hoping for the 30th. We're just waiting for Rage is working on one song right now. And as soon as she's done with that, finishing mixes and that one song, we'll upload everything and then we'll get it out.
Cool. I like that. So the 30th is the target date.
That's the album release. So that's the
Okay.
album release party. And so I'm super, super excited about that. We've got a lot of people coming out to perform, and it's gonna be a nice night.
And this is so just in case. So go ahead and plug yourself for that, my dear. Because yeah, I want you to go ahead and give yourself a shameless plug. I mean, and I'm gonna put the disclaimer out here first, so that if you are in the Massachusetts or Connecticut area, this is gonna be the place. This is gonna be the place for you to be. So
Yes.
Miss Kai, go ahead and shoot that shameless plug.
So it's July 30th, 4 to 8 p.m. Level 5. Tickets are $10. You can reach out to me to get your tickets, or cash at me, any of that type of stuff. Just look up my name, Kaitsa, and it'll pop up. All of those different little things. But yeah, so 4 to 8, Rage is gonna be there. She's performing. Evie is gonna be performing. K Price, Sass Boogie, Pretty Brown, Nadia, who is an awesome, awesome poetress, Pharaoh Bacon, Boss's Boss, of course, T Wade, my baby's gonna be performing, and Toon Leaf will be performing, and then I'm also gonna have a speaker speaking as well. So it's a full night of excitement.
Oh, cool. That's what's
If you
happening.
can't make it and you just want to support, you can just support. I will send you the album. I will send you a gift. I know some people still don't do like physical. If you want the physical, I will send you the physical if you just want to support.
Well, I know I'm not gonna be in the Connecticut or Mass area, but I'm damn sure gonna support.
Thank you.
So y'all heard it from the lady herself, man. So again, if you guys are gonna be in the Massachusetts and Connecticut area, more specifically the Massachusetts area, and come out on the 30th and support, man. 4 to 8 p.m. A lot of a pretty much a jam-packed list of performers. Rage, Pharaoh Bacon, Toon Leaf the Rambler. Just come on out, man, and support, man. You it'll be something that you guys will be you'll have you. It's great entertainment. Great. Hey, it might be a great date night thing too.
And it's 18 plus. So, because we're doing it earlier in the evening, so it's 18 plus. So you don't have to worry. If you're younger and you still want to come out, you can still come on out.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So come on out and show support to my sis, man. So so the other question I want to ask you, what can people expect when they listen to this when they listen to this this EP? What are I won't even say what are expectations. What people what how am I gonna put I want to put this question in the right way. I won't say what people can expect from this, because that's somewhat of a broad question, but not really. But what are you looking to get for people to get from listening to this album?
This album
I mean
is,
EP, damn.
it's okay. I keep saying album too. It's like a full, when I think about the songs that are on here, it's like a full relationship ride. Um, it's like a relationship in one album. It takes you from, Butterfly, just seeing him, meeting him, boom, y'all kind of go on this mystical, magical journey together. Um, Gotta Have It is like you're yearning for him, you want him, not just physically, but that way. Reality, the poetry one, is kind of like where you really, really want him physically, you're dreaming about him, you want him in that way. Better is like where, when you get to that rocky patch of a relationship, but like, I really want to be with you. If we're going to be together, we got to fix this, we got to do this, we got to make this we got to do better. And then Hear Me Cry is like, yeah, I love you, but I don't think we should be together. and we need to break up, but I love you. So it's like the full journey of a relationship. This album is like, actually, I just now thought about it. It is like the full journey. Unfortunately, now every relationship doesn't end that way, but you know, it is, you know, like you have this is it. You got your I'm in love and you got your we break it up all in one album. So,
Wow.
you don't need a breakup. Go to this person for a breakup song and this person. I got the whole thing in this one EP for you from beginning to end.
Wow. So a whole relationship in an hour. Now, hey, I don't think anybody could ever do that. So I got, and I have to, I want to ask this because I mean, I know a lot of us, because you write as well. Did these songs come from personal experiences, you know, personal trials and tribulations in relationships?
Oh, Tony thinks a lot of it. I think if I did, it was kind of like subconscious, because Hear Me Cry is definitely a touch on Tony. Not that we're going through anything and we're about to break up or anything, but he hates to see me cry. That's like his kryptonite. He hates, like, whether I'm crying because I'm in pain or because he upset me or somebody else upset me crying is, he's done. Like, where's the boxing gloves? Who I got to go beat up? So when I wrote that one, he was like, why are you putting it out there like that? Like, I didn't even think about it. Like, it was subconscious. Like, I really wasn't thinking, like, let me just, so I think when I write, I do kind of put, even though it's subconsciously, a little bit of my life or a little bit of things that I can relate to into my songs, especially when I'm mixing. A lot of these have a mix of poetry and singing in them, because I think my first love really is poetry. So I've kind of found a lot of, I think at least 3 of them have a mix. Actually, Butterfly has a little itty bit of poetry, like it has like a little talk intro. Reality is the biggest mix. And I think a few of them do have that kind of mix. They have like in the bridge part where I do like a little bit of poetry. So it's a big, huge thing for me too. So
Wow. Simple. I mean, the simple fact that, and again, because I know you write a lot. The thing for us as writers, whether we're writing songs or whether we're writing poetry or writing a book, we tend to put a lot of our personal, put a lot of ourselves out there on a page
right.
and out there on wax. And sometimes there's like sometimes you just don't know how that's going to be received. And I want to ask you this because this is something that, you're kind of crossing one threshold and going into another. And well, you're not really crossing the threshold. You've already been to that threshold, but now you're kind of re-entering into familiar yet unfamiliar territory.
Right.
So how do you look at that? Or how do you approach that? Um, Walking into familiar but unfamiliar territory, seeing as that you've been away from music for a while, and you're jumping back into it now several years later. How do you look at that?
One of the producers on this album, Cruisin', Say Some Studios, they produced one of my songs, Better. Cruisin' has a song that's called Pressure. And whenever I hear his song, I think about, life just keeps you that way for some strange reason, or at least I feel like my life has always kept me under pressure. But pressure isn't always a bad thing. And me and Tony was talking about this the other day. Like, sometimes it's really hard to stay positive when you're under that pressure. Like, people always say, well, you gotta, the sun's always gonna come out, and it's raining, but the sun comes out tomorrow and all that type of, like, the sun doesn't always come out tomorrow. Stop saying that.
Yeah.
But you just got to keep going. You just have to keep going, because you're never going to get to the end if you stop in the middle. You're never going to get to the other side if you stop. Because there's a picture, and I'm sure people have seen it, of the guy. He's digging the hole with the hole, and he's digging. He's like, I'm tired of digging. He turns around, but he was this close to breaking through. So it's like you just got to keep, but you gave up too soon. And we just never know how close we are to the end if we stop. Like, it could have been one more step and you'd have been breaking through that door, but we stop. And I know it gets tiring. We're like, you know what? People have been saying I've been going through this mess for years. I don't care if the step is, I'm done. But we just got to keep going. And I've become a person where I can say to myself, want it as badly as you need air. If you don't want it as badly as you need to breathe, if you don't want it as badly as you need air, you're not going to keep going. You have to want it that bad.
The one thing I always say, forward progress is never an option; it's a requirement.
Right.
And just like Miss Miss Maverick says, perseverance is the key to success, and that is true.
Yeah.
It's about being stalwarts, and wanting to see that thing through to the bitter end. Most people will be like, I don't want to do that, or I'm like, I don't want to keep going because it's too much, or I'm tired. I don't want to. Nah, man.
And your circle, you got to watch your circle. You got to watch your circle. Can be your biggest downfall, because if all you're surrounded by is people who are naysayers and ninnies and always have something negative to say, and why are you trying to do that, girl? And you can't do this, and you too old, and you too big, and you're not pretty enough, and you should be doing this, and they're just gonna, you need people who are either they're gonna help you solve a problem, or they're at least gonna help build you up, because nobody knows what you can do. Half the time we don't even know what we can accomplish.
Exactly.
So, like, how you gonna tell me what I can't do? I don't even know what I can do.
Exactly. And besides, I tell folks that, hey, my circle, you have to keep your circle small for a reason, for a reason, because everybody can't go with you when you leave. And me and Tony was talking about this last week. Everybody can't ride. Everybody can't ride with you on that on your journey. People are gonna get off at their designated stops, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
So let them folks stay where they at. I'm good on that. I'm good for that. You can get off where you want. Hey,
right.
Don't come trudging back when whatever success I find comes to me, because it's not happening.
Right. And that's what people want to do. They don't want to be there. I've been saying this a lot lately in a million different ways. No one wants to be there through the building. No one wants to be there through the bacon. Nobody wants to be there, through all of that stuff. But everybody wants to be there when the house is done, and let's go have the housewarming party now. The house is built, but don't nobody want to pick up a hammer to help you build it.
See, that's the thing right there, man. Nope. Why would you want to be there? Why you want to come to the housewarming party when you ain't help build it?
Right.
You ain't help put up this foundation. You ain't help put up this drywall. You ain't help put up this roof. You damn sure ain't help furnish it. Why you want to come around at this particular point?
Right.
Nah, you kick rocks. See you later.
Right. And then they want to come around and act like they did something. Like, ain't this house bad, man? We made this house look nice. Like, we? Who? What? Wait, we?
Nah, bro. Me.
Right.
Get your ass out of here. And like I said, and exactly, Tony. People want to reap the benefits of things they did not help build, or they didn't help put together.
Right.
If you ain't help put this thing together, you're not gonna reap the benefits of me or my hard earned money, sweat, tears, whatever it took for me to get to build this thing. No, kick rocks, dude. Can't do that.
Yeah. And Mav says, fear of failure is so huge. I don't know what happens to us at a certain age. Like, when we're young, we are fearless. You know what I mean? We are fearless. And then at some point in time, life kicks in, or people start telling us what we can't do. I don't know what it is, but suddenly, for some of us, everything is fear. I'm scared, and it could be, home, maybe we're not getting, I know for me, it was big that I had a very traumatic childhood. So I know that's where a lot of my fear came from.
Uh-huh.
But, and it takes a lot of time. I try to tell people all the time, please, please be your children's biggest cheerleaders, because it's so hard to unlearn all of that crap as an adult. It's so hard to begin as an adult to have self-confidence and to begin to do all of this stuff after you've already been torn down. It's really, really hard to build yourself back up. So, please try to build your children up. Don't even try. Build your children up. You should be their biggest cheerleaders. Tell them they can do anything. Because we don't know what our children can do. And if we're consistently telling children, you can't, you can't, you can't, you can't, that's all they hear. And that's all they believe, you know?
That's it. That is way that and that is far that's way too true. And that's whew, I can I can echo those sentiments because I think you mentioned you're all right. As we get older, we do kind of look at things in a different way, in a different perspective. And you know, we tend with I think as you get older, you tend to be a little bit more cautious about the things that you do.
Right.
You tend to be a little bit more protective about the things that you have around the things you have around you and the people you keep around you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as we get older, we tend to little be a little bit more. We tend to be less soft spoken.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We find our voices as we get older. It's crazy how, I've always been a person who does not like confrontation. I don't like, Tony will probably say that's a lie. I don't like confrontation. He'll probably say I like to argue, but I really don't like to argue. I don't like confrontation, but I've come to a point in my life where, like, I'm not gonna let you or anybody like disrespect me anymore. I'm not going to let you talk to me any kind of way. I'm not gonna let you step on me. Like, you only get one chance, and that is if I don't see it coming. Okay, so now I've seen it, you've done it, that's it. Like, I can't let you do that to me again, because now I'm letting it happen, and it's happened way too many times to me before. I'm done with that. Like, I can't willingly now let you continue to mistreat me. Like, no.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, most deaf. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Phew. And
And
Monica, and
when we're young, we got everybody's our friend. That's my friend, mom. That's my friend, mom. That's my friend, mom. And when we get older, we got this many friends, and those are just people we know.
exact right, Monica, exactly. Yeah, these children got enough people downplaying them, and they don't need to
Mhm.
have a parent do it as well. And
Right.
that man, you, man, no truer Monica, no truer word spoken, no truer word spoken, because that's I think enough people downplay. I think we downplay each other too much for us, and then to have a child that's trying to do what they do to the best of their ability, whether it's sports, music, arts, or whatever, and they're doing it to the best of their ability, and they're doing it to because they love doing it, and but then the
Right.
parent downplays all that. You know, I don't get that. I just don't.
Mm.
You know,
I don't
why
either.
why would you downplay your kids' talents?
Yeah.
Or better yet, why would you even hide your kids' talents if your kid has if your kid's talented, let the world see that. Let
Even
the
if
world
they're
know
not
that.
talented, like, if your child is consistently at a young age and they just like doodling, keep letting them do that. It might turn into something. If they do it, if they're 12 and they draw but they don't do a good job, so what? It might be something that they need to do. Maybe that's their comfort level. Maybe that's their thing. Like, stop telling them to stop. You're wasting what are you doing? Go, read a book or something else. No, that's their thing. Whether they're good at it or not, that's their thing.
Yep.
Maybe get them some books to help them get better. Encourage what it is that they are into, because, we it's not until we get older that we learn how to really go after the things that we love, because when we're young, we're always pushed in these other directions away from the things that we like.
And I feel you on that. I really do. Now, the question I wanted to ask you, and I don't know if I've asked this to anybody yet, but I've been asked that a couple of times. I've been asked this particular question a couple of times, and my answer has kind of been the same every time someone ask it. So, as an artist, well, as a writer and as an artist now, who's you know reintroducing herself into this craft, do you feel that do you feel that you have a responsibility to the people that came before you and the people that are going to come after you?
Um, I think I have a responsibility first and foremost to myself, to be, true to myself and be proud of everything that I put out. And I think most definitely for the people who have paved the way before, most definitely, because we wouldn't be here without them.
Right.
Um, the people in the future, I don't know about a responsibility towards them. I think I just hope that they, if my music even is a blimp on the radar, somewhere in the future, that someone looking back can, still enjoy something that I did. I mean, that's my goal at the end of the day, is just that somebody listening gets something out of it. Somebody listening can, you know, just like it. It makes somebody's life, makes them feel better, makes them, they can, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word that I'm looking. Relate. They can relate to, something that I'm saying in some kind of way. That's my goal with my books. That's my goal with my poetry. It's definitely my goal, with my music. Even when I do, makeup on somebody, I just want to see somebody smile. I the rest of it is extra. My goal is just to make somebody's day with anything that I do.
That's what's up. I like that answer. I love that answer because I know for me my answer remained the same because my answer pretty much mimics yours because I don't think I don't think my answer would ever deviate from that because it's at the end of the day there are people at the end of the day there are people that came before me in this writing and this podcasting thing, and there are people who taught me in this writing and this podcasting thing, and I will always give my respect and homage to those people who came before me
Right.
because they're the ones who gave me the foundation to kind of operate the way I operate. But then there's also people that are in front of me, and there are also people that are beyond that are beyond me, and I owe it to them to pass on the knowledge that I got from those before
Mm-hmm.
and give them that knowledge and say, hey, this is what I learned doing this. Let me give this to you. Even if you don't use it even if you don't use it right away, I still want to give it to you
Right.
because maybe it might help you out in the pinch, or maybe it might help you if you're coming across some difficulty. So maybe you might pull out this notebook or pull out whatever you use to take the information that I gave you, and maybe you might refer to it and it might help you. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, it's a there's a huge responsibility in that, and a lot of people, and I won't say a lot of people, some people look at that as like you some people, not all people, will look at it as if no, you don't owe them, you don't owe anybody anything. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Because there was somebody behind me that showed me how to do this. There are people in front of me and beyond me that I need to give this knowledge to. Why
Right.
not?
Right. I
And
think that's a today's mentality. It's, I don't owe anybody anything. I did this myself. I got myself here. Nobody, I ain't, and I can't, I don't understand where that mentality comes from. I don't, because just common sense says, no, you really didn't get here by yourself. If you think you could really have been somewhere else, if such and such didn't happen, you would not have the opportunity to be where you are. So how can you ever say that you don't owe the people before you, at least a thank you, for opening a door
We
that
were
led
we
to
were
me being
carried.
to be where I am.
We were. I don't, and I'm not with that. I mean, I'm all for the self-made thing, but at one point, somebody had to carry you. At
Right.
one point, someone had to teach, someone had to teach you that. Someone had to teach you the game.
Someone
You,
had to do something. Put the idea in your head that you could be better. Put the idea in your head that yes, you can. There was somebody. There was some moment in your life that changed you or said you can do this or put you on the path. And along the way, there's always somebody that opens a door, somebody that does something. Like we don't just become who we are overnight by ourselves without some door opening. Somebody saying no, go left instead of right. Somebody saying it's blue, not red. But I think I don't know where this whole, we don't need anybody. I hate when I hear that. You don't need nobody. Just rely on yourself. I can't stand that movement. I can't stand it because we all need somebody.
that works for a little while. I'll say that. I mean, there's some truth to it, but there's not out there. There's truth to it, but then what happens after that? So there is truth to that. Well, you can't rely on yourself, but what happens when that expires?
Right. I mean, you don't have food, and then people will be like, well, if you'd only told me, but you don't want to open your mouth because you've been taught to rely on yourself. If you can't get it for yourself, you don't need it. You lose your home, you lose your car because you ain't open your mouth and say to anybody around you that you consider in your circle, I need help.
I mean, we all need that one person that we can rely on, we can count on, we can rely on, that'll be able to that will be able to talk to us, that'll be able to give us some form of comfort if we need it. That'll be able to be a positive influence and reinforcement, and that'll just be present.
Yeah.
And, you know, me personally, I mean, I'm the type of guy. I mean, I don't want anything from anybody. I mean, I don't. The only thing I want from people at this point is just for people to just love me and care about me, and also just now I'm not, but I will say that I do have a person in my life that does supply the majority of those things that I want the companionship, the comfort, um, the love and support and the caring and things of that nature. But you also have to have people outside of that too,
Mm-hmm.
because you know again, and it goes back to a Facebook post that I posted a while back. You and the several other people that I talked about. Again, I always say that it's a pleasure for me to be able to support y'all, because I get to see the fruits of y'all. I get to see the fruits of y'all labor.
Right.
And I don't and I don't benefit from it at all. I just get to see y'all grow and succeed and everything like that. And the only thing is, well, you didn't get anything out of it. Oh, I got something from it. I got satisfaction in knowing that I was helping, that I helped push them forward.
Right.
Everything else is just additional stuff, you know. And I know you talked a little bit about, whether or not people would notice your EP and things of that nature. Um, what makes you think that someone won't notice that? Is it because of how saturated the scene is in mass, or is it something different?
I think there's still that part. I still have that part of me that's still very, even though I try to kick fear out the car, she keeps crawling back in. Her and Doubt, they run in, that team. So they keep
Oh yeah.
hopping back in the back seat, and I keep, kicking them out, and they keep finding a way back in. So, I'm still working on that part of me, and trying not to compare myself to others and not trying to, um, think that the bar has to be way up here. Like I have to sound as good as X in order for people to like me. And if I don't sound like this, and if I don't do this, then people aren't going to like me. I'm not going to be validated. I'm not worthy to be on this stage if I can't do X, Y, and Z, or if I can't do what she does, or, if I can't do what he does. So I'm still dealing with that within myself. And while I'm dealing with it, I'm still putting myself out there and doing the things that scare the mess out of me. So, there's still that part of me that's like, I pray and I hope and I pray and I hope, and let's, do all the little knock on woods and, spin 3 times and jump up and down and, and pray, all of that stuff. But, trying to just stay positive and just say, listen, just put out a product that you're proud of. And if 2 people like it, then 2 people like it. If 50 people like it, 50 people like it. If nobody likes it, you like it, and being happy with that. And then just keep going, because this is the first one. This isn't like it's your 10th album in, and if nobody likes it, then you could be like, oh my gosh, I've done 10 albums and I've consistently only had 2 viewers. This is the first one, and Tony's good for reminding me, of trying to keep me focused. This is your first one. So everything after this is, it's kind of like, your first kid. You do like that commercial with the first kid, they do all the stuff with the first kid. And then as it goes along, things get easier and you're like, yeah, it's whatever, so.
Exactly. You
Here's
probably
the tester.
can wing it at that point.
Right.
I mean, so you pretty much answered the question I was going to ask you, because most people would, because I would say, what would success look like for you with this EP release? But you pretty much answered that particular question for me. I mean, a lot of people deem success upon, I don't know. People deem success on so many different parameters, whether it be monetary, whether it be fame and notoriety, or whether it be, number of listens, number of reads, number of whatever. And for me, I don't know. I don't care about fame like that. I'm I'm literally content in whatever.
Yeah, I definitely am not trying to get like, Jennifer Hudson famous. I'm not trying to get, I don't want that. I want to be able to go wherever I want to go, when I want to go, and not have to worry about people. Oh, that's Kai. No. Like, I want to be able to pay my bills, maybe, build my house one day. I want that big kitchen. I have a dream house in mind. I have some things that I would like to have, but yeah, I mean, would I like to get 1,000 views so that thing can stop saying less than 1,000 views? Of course I would like to get to, more than 1,000 listens. That's, you put out stuff. Of course you put it out because you want people to hear it. You want people to listen. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's also about just putting out stuff that you love and that you're proud of, and hoping, hey, people love it. They love it. If they don't, they don't. And, I like real listens, real views, not trying to pay for stuff and all of that other stuff. Like, no, I just want real organic, people share, people like, yo, if my girl does this, check it out. And I mean, and I guess that's what it goes back to, that support, that support. If one person tells one person and one person tells one person, then, before you know it, I might be able to hit that 1,000 views.
Right. Well, Maverick says she gonna have the boys run up to you for an autograph when you come here. Damn. So I guess she's gonna embarrass you right off top.
Of course she is. I can't wait to go down to Florida to see her. She is like my biggest supporter. I love Mav. She is like my sister, and it's crazy that, people who are not related to you be your biggest supporters and be your biggest cheerleaders, and, what can I do for you? And the people just don't understand. A lot of times it's not about money. Like, a lot of times it's really not about, like, Mav being on here. It didn't cost her anything to do this. You know what I mean? She's so silly. Just sharing stuff, man. Whenever I'm live, she's always there. Even if she's got this big plot of land and she's farming and all of this other stuff. But her and the boys, when I had my jewelry business, the boys would wear my necklaces and take pictures in them. I mean, that didn't cost her anything. A lot of times it's just support. I can't go, but I'll share your live. I can't go, but I'll share your post. I can't go, but I'll let some of my friends know they might be able to go. You know, that means a whole lot to people because I don't know who you know.
Exactly. Exactly. And word of mouth goes a long way with stuff like that. Now, if you do get Jennifer Hudson famous, and there's a possibility of that. How would you look at that? How would you approach that?
I would not even begin to know. I would probably be telling Tony to pinch me every single day because I probably would not believe it. Like, I definitely would. I would be waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, wake up, Kai, wake up, Kai. Like, goodness, I wouldn't know what to do.
I know what I do. Obscurity.
Well, Tony would definitely be able to write his books. That's all he wants to do anyway, is write. He would definitely be able to write. We'd be, definitely living our dreams, writing, turning his books. I can't wait till he finishes his book so we can turn that into a movie because that is going to be awesome. And he writes. I get so jealous of my husband. Jealous in a good way, but he writes the way he sings. It's just perfect. He sings and then he does his double layers and they're like spot on and his notes are just spot on and I'm just like, I can't stand you. But yeah, and then when he writes, it's so visual, but we support each other, one's up, one's down, one's good at this, one's good at that. So that's why we make a good team.
Tag team like the Road Warriors, like the Rock and Roll Express, like I mean, like the Usos and stuff like that. I mean, hey, it works. It really does. It really does work when you do have that person that you can bounce ideas and energy off of, and they respond with positive energy and feedback. Even though you might not look at it as positive energy and feedback, you're like, if you don't stop jumping on me, please and thank you.
It's funny because Tony being in his 50s, me being 50, we're surrounded by people like Rage and Nia, who are in their 20s. Tony, who's I believe in his 30s. We're like they're old enough to be our kids. Some of them, So and it's really weird that we are getting all of this feedback and being with this younger generation and they're like, nah, you got this, you can do this, you're good, no, you're fine, and it's almost like a boost, it's not an ego boost, but it's like that, drinking a Red Bull or something. Here's this generation that we're almost, the world tells us that we're so different and we're so far removed from each other that we can't connect. And here we are connecting, and here they are, motivating me, and I'm motivating them, and so our paths are intertwining, even though the world says, nah, y'all shouldn't be able to connect to each other.
You know what? I don't believe that. I really don't, because the simple fact of the matter is your age should not dictate anything.
Oh no.
You and Tony would probably end up being the elder statesman, if it came to it, with Paige. No, dead ass, dead serious. I mean, there are people that are younger than me, and I'm because I consider myself the elder statesman, and I'm like, but there's so much that I learn from watching people that are younger than me, operate, because they operate with purpose and with with a vibe and with energy and something you want to take or you want to, and to me that's infectious.
Yeah.
And that to me that's infectious. So I mean, for me it doesn't matter. I mean, hell, you can be 30, you can be 13 or 53 or 103 or 73. If there's something I can learn from you, oh, man, look, I got a pencil and paper handy right there waiting. Just, hey, I'm still a sponge. I'm still a sponge at almost, well, damn, 4 days removed from 4 days from 50. Damn.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so you're gonna hit it before me.
Shut it.
I still got 12 more days.
Shut it. Just shut it. I guess I get to tell you what it feels like.
Yeah, tell me what that midnight feels like. Does it feel any different at 12:01?
No, because it's just another day.
Right. You know.
I mean, what? Something else additional may be hurting at the end of the day. Sheesh.
Well, hopefully this year. I mean, I have surgery planned on the 15th for my knees, so hopefully I will be feeling better on my 50th.
July 12th, Tony. July 12th. So I think that's a Tuesday, I believe.
Have to remember that. Let me shout you out. Whoop 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 whoop. Happy birthday to you.
You know what? I agree. I agree with that, Maverick. I really do, because it don't feel no different than 40. I mean, what? You're just another decade older. That's all.
Right.
I mean, and again, that's 50 is a milestone for a lot of for 50 is an achievement and a milestone for a lot of us. You know.
Oh yeah.
That's half a damn century.
Yep.
And Monica says, happy early birthday to you. She said it feels absolutely amazing to be 50, by the way. Yeah, because Monica's birthday was yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday. My son's birthday is tomorrow. My baby will be 19 tomorrow.
Ooh, Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm the 20th, and then my oldest will be 31 on the 22nd.
Dang. My God.
A bunch of cancers running around the house.
Hey.
So the house was an emotional wreck.
Hey.
Oh.
Hey. Nothing wrong being a Cancer, you know?
Happy birthday, Monica. Yes. Nothing wrong with being a Cancer, because listen, we are loyal. We love hard. We are nurturing. We will give you the shirts off our back, but like you can't mess with us but one too many times before we is just like done. The claws do come out.
Yep.
And once the claws come out, like we will never look at you the same.
Yep. Them claws come out. Remember, claws are just as deadly as teeth. Matter of fact, they close with more pressure than teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Just so y'all know.
Just so y'all know.
A crab's claws can have more pressure than a lion or anything like that. Well, the larger crabs, yes. But still, even the smaller crabs, they can do damage.
They do damage. I done seen them little videos of people thinking they cute with them little things, and they be trying to get them. They grab their nose and they all bleeding and stuff, or they grab their ear and break it in half. Go ahead.
Snap. Snap. They don't know. I guess they'd have to find out.
You have to find out. Sometimes, you just got to keep like Tony says with his dragon spirit. Sometimes people just got to keep poking the dragon. My inner. I got that tiger butterfly thing going. So it's like, go ahead. You keep poking me. You are going to get bit. The butterfly side might be pretty, but the tiger side is fierce. So keep on poking me.
See, I most definitely got this little saying that I want to put on a t-shirt. And I'm gonna find somebody to do it. I think I got
Don't
some.
say it out loud because then somebody else gonna put it on a t-shirt. Don't say it out loud.
They not. I'm not. They not gonna get it because it's already gonna be on the t-shirt, and they're gonna be like, "You really, that's yeah, that's me." That's me.
Tony said he definitely know. Shh. My pictures don't come out for you. Cut it out.
That's a lie. No, you didn't tell that, Fed.
I love my boo.
Yeah. You can that don't mean the pictures don't come out though.
They do. I mean, I we are all human. We all err. We all have our bad days. It happens. There is no relationship that is perfect. I refuse to, when people be like, "Oh no, we don't argue." I'm like, somebody ain't being honest. It don't have to be a yelling, screaming match. Like, yeah, everybody doesn't have to get to that point where it's yelling, screaming, and throwing things, but everybody has disagreements. Nobody's relationship is all, roses and strawberries and, oh, hey, my boo, yeah. Like, no. Mm-mm.
So, word of warning from a Cancer: don't do anything for those pictures to come out.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Because when they do, that's kind of like, let's just say you signed yourself up for something you probably didn't want to sign up for.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that. Because cancer folks, staunchly loyal, and will defend that person, will defend the person that they love and that they're loyal to the last.
Yeah.
So anybody thinks that a Cancer is gonna be an easy fight? Nah, bruh. Pack a lunch.
Yeah.
Pack a lunch, because it's gonna be a long day.
Yep.
Yeah,
but we're worth it. But we are definitely worth it. We're worth it.
And
it takes a special person, but we're definitely worth it.
I know it's a hard task, Tony, but yeah, y'all been married together for this time, so I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure you knew what that was when you signed up.
If he didn't know when he signed up, he knew within the first 6 months. He knew. We laid the cards on the table within the first 6 months.
I'm more like I probably gave it less than that.
Maybe, yeah.
2 months. I'm sorry, Tony. This is two cancers. This two cancers talking.
I told him I wanted to move. I was planning on moving out of state, and I was like, "Do you have are you stuck here? Like, is this you don't want to move?" And he was like, "If I don't want to move, what does that mean? It means we ain't gonna be together." Like,
oops.
I want to move out of state. If you don't want to move out of state, why would I waste my time? And I think at that point, that was like the beginning of the turn for me with my relationship. Like, I had never really been comfortable with like speaking my mind, but yeah, Tony was like the first person. That was like the first moment where I really like with him, like spoke my mind, was like, this is what I want. I told him I wasn't gonna be your girlfriend forever. You got 2 years to wife me or I'm done. Like, I was done. I was like, listen, you got 2 years to decide if you want to wife me. If you don't, I'm out.
Damn. Lay it out the gauntlet.
I mean, I think we don't speak these things and we just wait. Like, we don't say what it is we want. You know what I mean? We don't, like, when we were younger, we did that talking. We're talking, then we're dating, even though it's last name. You don't know if she got kids, but that's your girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, and they don't ask each other questions. You don't know if she want to get married. You don't know if he want to get married. You don't know anything about them. How many ex-girlfriends he had. None of that. They don't ask none of those types of questions no more. And you would save yourself a whole lot of heartbreak, brothers and sisters, if y'all just talk. Yes, get the hard questions out the way. Them first couple of dates, why are you waiting? Y'all ain't supposed to say all that stuff on the first date. Why? Why not? Like, why you talking to somebody and you want to get married and he don't? Why would you not get that out the way? Now, I don't want kids. I definitely want kids. Nice meeting you. Have a nice life. You just saved yourself the heartbreak.
Well, well,
go ahead, Monica. Get it out the way, girl. I mean, and Tony and I were like, we went through premarital counseling. We did all of that, and they told us straight up, y'all are a great couple. These two areas are going to be your issues, and those two areas have been the only issues that we've had when it comes to finances and around the children. Because, I was a single mother for the majority of my life. When Tony came along, my youngest was 6 and my oldest was 18. So I had been a single mother. So, and I wanted that head of the household figure, but, it's hard to be a single mother and then turn that over to someone else. And it was also hard for the kids too. They love Tony now, but it was
rough transition.
It was a rough transition. And I mean, my son, he's basically raised my baby, all of his life for me. And Tony jumped right in, started going to school meetings with me and everything, right? Right away. But I had my own issues to deal with, so.
Of course, as we all do, as we run this particular race called life.
Yeah.
So I do want to ask this question. This is one question I did not ask Tony, Tony, I apologize for not asking you this question, but I'm asking Kai this question. But next time we and you talk, I'm going to ask you the same question. So, as we get closer to the conclusion of this particular interview, I always talk to I always want to say, I always ask the one question of every guest. So we all know that life is this marathon, and all of us are running at different stages of it. So the beginning part where you're coming out the gate, then you have the middle part of it to where you're running strong and you're going at a good pace, and then more towards the end where you're still running at that same strong pace, but the finish line is right there close to you. You're close. You're getting close to the finish, and this race is about to end at some point. Looking at your life looking at your life overall,
Mm-hmm.
from the writing to music and to everything else that you've done, from the makeup thing, looking at your life as a whole. Now also looking at your immersion back into familiar yet unfamiliar territory. Where do you see what part of your race are you running? Are you at the beginning, or at the middle, or are you at toward the end?
I think I'm in the middle. And I think I'm in the middle because I'm finally getting to a spot where I'm comfortable with me. I'm comfortable with my surroundings. I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm comfortable with where my life is heading. I know where my life is, where I want it to go, and I have a plan to get me there. And I'm working that plan. I have, a good support system. I have all of the things that I didn't have when I was younger that I always wanted. Right. So now I feel like I have that. So I think I'm in that, like you said, that middle comfortable space where you just kind of just move along. So I think that's kind of where I am right now.
There you go. So I get it. So yeah, the middle is for him. Tony said the middle is for him. There's a lot left to do.
Yep,
and I get that.
Yeah,
because a lot of us, I think, once we hit that particular part, we know that we still have a lot in our tank.
Yeah.
And we feel there's a lot more to contribute. I think I could say, if someone asked me that question, I would say I'm in the middle too. I'm still running at that strong pace. Still pushing. Not necessarily trying to push to go faster, but not slowing down either.
Right.
So yeah, I like that answer. Well, because I know younger people will say I'm at the beginning, And someone who was a little bit more advanced in age would say, "Yeah, I'm kind of like toward the end," or they would say, I know one young person said that they were at the end of what they were doing, not
Oh,
their life, but at the end of what of that aspect of their life, and that was an interesting thing that he said, and kind of it was interesting for someone in their early 20s to say that they were in their early to mid 20s to say that they were at the end of one aspect of their life, meaning
mm,
one part of it. Now they're transitioning over to another aspect of it, and I
gotcha.
found that I thought it was interesting. I'm like, dang, that's
You
cool.
thought about it that way, yeah.
I like that
Right,
because we look at it as we look at that part of it as the whole as that one whole of our lives,
right.
and we never look at it as maybe this particular marathon, like the marathon of music or the marathon of writing, where we are at that in that instance. And I think we look at it as the totality of our lives and not
Different stages,
yeah.
different, like a book, different chapters,
Of course,
It's
hey,
different
this chapter is my life. This chapter of my life is this. This chapter of my life is this. And okay, that chapter's already gone. That chapter's already been written. It's already published. Now I'm writing something completely different altogether now.
right, right.
Yeah, and I do agree with Tony and Maverick. There are stages in life, stages and chapters. You
Yeah,
know, it just depends. I think at the end of the day, it depends on which chapters should have the end to them and which chapters should have not necessarily once upon a time,
right, right.
because once upon a time that's some fairy tale stuff, and we don't live
No,
we
that's
don't live in fairy tales.
right. I wish I could rewrite some of my chapters too.
No, you don't. You kind of don't want to do that because I'm pretty sure those chapters are the ones that some of the chapters you may be talking about, Maverick, is probably some of the ones that you probably learned the most from.
Mm, that's true. That's true. And I always think about that. Like if I rewrote some things, there's some things that probably I would not be right now or would not have happened. Like if you could get rid of the bad stuff, would I still be the same person I am today?
Nope, the bad stuff helped grow. The bad stuff is what
Right.
helped grow you.
And it doesn't mean that my life would have been easier. It doesn't
No,
mean that I wouldn't have made different mistakes. Like if I'd have went right to college like I was supposed to, we think everything would have been okay, but I would have probably made different mistakes at college.
true. I mean, and I think we think about that in some instances, especially when it comes to like certain aspects of our life. Um, I say if I stayed in the military, my life would have took a way different direction. However, I didn't, and my life took the direction that it's currently on now. I'm I'm not mad about that because what happens what happens happens.
Right,
And at the end of the day, I'm where I'm supposed to be
right,
at this date and time at this stage of my life. I'm where I'm supposed to be. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Now, could I be higher or lower? Higher and lower are kind of like those. I don't know. Those are higher and lower of like fine measurements, and I don't measure my life by fine measurements. Some people do that, and that's to me that's annoying. But that's just me. I don't measure my life in fine measurements. I don't because to do that, to measure it in inches and centimeters, and dude,
right.
That gets annoying after a while,
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
and it gets frustrating after a while because now you live your life based upon
It's
intro-
usually somebody else's measurements that
yeah.
we're going by. Someone else has set the bar that we're supposed to be living up to. You know.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that, Maverick. But at the same time, it doesn't benefit no one's soul. But I think in some instances, it helps you be. It has helped you in some way or some shape to become the person that you are now.
Yeah. I mean, I hate with a passion. I hate. Ooh, I hate. I hate saying hate, but that term, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, or there's always somebody else going through something worse. Those are the two phrases that I cannot stand.
I don't even subscribe to any of those. I mean, if it what happened? What happened if it did kill me? Would I be stronger then? No, I'd be dead in a pine box.
Right, right. But I hate it because it goes back to that. Um, we all have to go through the test. We all go through a fire. We all go through all of this type of thing. And like I said about the butterflies, they go through this little chrysalis being pressed and being, contained in this small thing when they're actually like, they're this big and they're in this little tiny, tiny thing. And, my life, when I look back at my life, I'm like, what is the possible things that I went through? What was the benefit? What is the benefit of, a child being molested, a child being abused, somebody losing a child? Like, what is the benefit to any of those things? And we can't wrap our minds about it. But then when I think about it, I'm like, but it did make me stronger. And some, like, after I got through all of the crap and after I got my head together and, after I went through, all of the stuff that I went through, but even with all of those up and down things, I am at a different place now where now I can appreciate certain things. Like, I wanted to be married when I was young. If I'd have got married in my 20s, it would have been disastrous. It would have been disastrous because even though I wanted it, I couldn't keep a relationship. How was I going to keep a marriage? I thought marriage was going to be the answer to all of my problems. I was going to get married. I was going to have this great guy. We were going to live together. We're going to get the house and all of this stuff. But I couldn't even keep a relationship, without the yelling and the screaming and the throwing things. Like, I was a mess. And it took me a while to get through all of that and to do all of that growing and to come out of the trauma that I was in. But I mean,
it made you a better person, made you a stronger person.
It did. And it took a while, but it does, yeah. And Tony says, yeah, it doesn't make any sense when we're going through it. We don't understand it. But, Tony had just said this to me yesterday. We were talking. If all we ever have is good things happen to us, we will never understand failure. We'll never understand when something bad does happen, when we don't get the raise, when we don't get the job. If everything is always just yes, 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 that's it. Everything is just always falling in place and nothing ever happens to us. When something finally does happen, it's, that's when people jump out of, windows and things because they just don't understand. They have never learned that. So, just like a child falling down and scraping their knee and, all those are all things that we have to learn and go through.
Yep. I always say this, and I say this to Monica all the time. Well, as much as I can. A rose is still beautiful even with thorns.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter if the rose has thorns on it. It's still beautiful, even with the thorns on the stem.
Right.
People take the thorns away because they hurt.
Yeah.
But is a rose still would a rose still be beautiful with the thorns there? Yeah, it would be. Just because one thing sits on it doesn't make it less beautiful or less pleasing. The thorns are there as a protection. People cut away the thorns because, well, it doesn't look pretty the roses don't look pretty when you put them in a bouquet and they have the thorns on them. Well, you forgot the reason why they were there in the first place. But hey, I say a rose is still beautiful even with thorns, and I think a lot of people look. Yes, that is true, Monica. You have to be careful how you handle it because yes, you will get poked.
Exactly.
By those thorns.
Exactly.
So if you're careful in handling that rose, you will. If you're very careful in handling that rose, and you're making sure that you're careful, it guarantees you don't get poked.
Right.
But if you manhandle it and you're gonna get poked more than one time. So, yes, I agree wholeheartedly.
There you go.
So look here, I'm gonna give you this opportunity to give yourself a shameless plug to let everybody know, first of all, who you are, um, the name of your EP, the video that you got out, and your album release party, and anything else that you want to add on to that. So the floor is yours.
So first and foremost, thank you, Fred. Appreciate you. Love you, love you, love you. Listen, if you're an artist, if you're a business owner, you got something to say and you need a platform to say it, reach out to this man. Which way? This way. Reach out to this man. Hit him up. TrailBlazerz Radio. Y'all are doing wonderful and big things. Not just Fred, because I watched some of the other shows as well. Make sure y'all hit these talented people up. They are giving you a voice. Get over here, talk to the man, and see how he can help you let people. Because me and Tony always say this: nobody can support you if they don't know where you are, if they don't know you exist. So here is your platform to let people know that you exist. So thank you for giving us a platform to let people know that we exist. So who am I? Kie Rodriguez, Kiex, right here. You see it right there, Kiexiza. You can find me across all streaming platforms, social media. Just type that word in, my name in. Usually I pop up. By the time you get to the X, usually my page will pop up. On Facebook, I have several pages. Everything else, I just have one. So my video Butterfly just recently dropped July 1st. So you can find that on YouTube. Put in my name in Butterfly and it will come up. The single Butterfly drops across all streaming platforms at midnight tonight. So please, 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 please go check it out on Spotify and iTunes and all wherever you listen to music. Check it out. Help me get to 1,000 streams. Share it with your friends. All of that good stuff. And then July 30th is my album release party here in Springfield, Massachusetts. If you are local and you would like to come, hit a girl up so you can get a tickets. No tickets will be sold at the door. You do have to get a ticket in advance, or at least pay for your ticket in advance. And if you can't make it and you would like to contribute, you can do so also just by hitting me up. And if you would like to get the album in person, like a physical disc, I will definitely send you one and a gift.
Oh, well, dang, you. So you doing it like that, huh?
Yes, we're trying to. We're trying to do what we do. And check out Page the Label. That is the label that I am on. Check out Page the Label. My husband, T Wade, Diamond Star Entertainment. That is my management team. And Rage. Make sure y'all check out. She is my engineer. Say Some Studios. They also did some work on the album. And Big Vision Concepts. They did the video. So make sure you check out all of those people's and support.
Oh. All righty then. So look at them. So, and I'll just do that in the comments. So Butterflies, a video by my sis, is available. It's live, right? I put love live. I'm sorry, live on YouTube. Golly,
it is live right now.
And then that single drops at midnight, which is 2 hours away. So on all streaming platforms. So if you guys want to hear more of that and you're intrigued by the video and want to hear the song, go get it, please and thank you. And I can't stress this enough. I always say this when I have someone that's a creative here. I can't stress this enough that support for us as creatives is extremely important. The reason I say that is because a lot of the things that we do as creatives, well, I won't even say a lot. The majority of the things that we do as creatives, and I can say this because this is my situation. A lot of things we do as creatives, it comes out of our own pocket. We're paying for a platform to use for like podcasting. We're paying for equipment that we're using. We pay for equipment that we use to record, such as microphones, speakers, maybe a downloading a program that we may have to pay a subscription for, or any other thing that we're doing. Maybe there's another person that I truly adore, adore and respect. Well, two people that I truly adore and respect, Traz and Mika Tiller. They a lot of things that they do come out of their pocket, and Morgan, and so many other people, so many other lovely people. What I'm really trying to say is that a lot of what we do, no, the majority of what we do comes out of
Mhm.
our own pocket.
Yeah.
And monetary support is good. Yes, it is good. It is lovely. We appreciate it. It it helps us pay. It helps us pay bills. Um, it helps us pay bills. It also helps us stay afloat and things of that nature. Keeps our businesses and our platforms afloat. Cool. Monetary support is good. Is good. Physical support is even better.
Yeah.
If you can't come to a show, if you can't come to a podcast or anything like that, like it on social media. Share the live on social media. Share the live or share the platform on social media. Um, Word of mouth is good. Word of mouth advertising is good as well. Is good as well. You know, the best advertising that I've heard that I've heard of and I know that works is word of mouth advertising.
Yeah.
Tell somebody about a platform. Tell somebody about an artist. Tell somebody about a playwright. Tell somebody about a content creator. Um, it goes a long way. It really does. And I say that because you know, as a person who is a podcaster but also a writer and things of that nature, I make sure that I go out my way to support all those all the people that I mentioned on my Facebook post. Um, and then there's so many more people that I support that I didn't mention on my Facebook post. Um, and that support is irrespective is irrespective if they will support me or not. I'm going to support them regardless.
Right.
So support goes a long way. Money is good. That's good and things of that nature. And trust and believe. I don't know about nobody else, but if you send me monetary support, I'll accept it. I'm not gonna turn it down or
Of
nothing like that.
course.
But no, I won't. But
No.
the
I
other
mean,
type of
yeah, too, but yeah.
but, but showing support in a way of you know like a book review or maybe an album review or just watching a video on YouTube, maybe even thinking about subscribing to the channel to a YouTube channel or or
Liking and commenting is huge. Like a lot of people will watch stuff but never hit that like button or never like say. I mean,
never
it could just
comment
be
on it.
like a comment that says "Wow" or "That's cool." It's funny. You'll see people, they'll have like 500 views but two comments. It's like, wow, you watched the whole thing but you didn't, like,
Say
you couldn't
anything.
say anything. You couldn't click the let me know if you like it or don't like it. A lot of us really look forward to that comment so that even if it's good or bad, like when I was an author, I took the good with the bad, and I let me learn something. You didn't like what part of my book didn't you like? Why didn't you like it? Let me know so that I can make the next one better.
Exactly. Exactly. What reviews and comments they help us more than you know. They help us be better. They help us become better musical artists. They help us become better podcasters, better authors, better content creators, and or whatever we as creative, whatever we're doing as creative. I,
Right,
and I have to say that, I have to say that, and I will continually say it as long as I need to say it because it's important.
right,
It's very important, and it needs to be said. I'll continue to say it, speaking to the Raptors, because not too many people will say something like that and be sincere with it. But I'm extremely sincere with that because you can like you said, someone can watch a video, can have 1,000 views, but maybe one comment. Dude, you watched the whole thing. You didn't. What there was a there had to be something you liked or disliked about it.
right.
You know, anytime I saw Tooley's video, I commented on his on YouTube. Saw your video, commented on YouTube because I mean, don't and for me, it's kind of like something. It's for me supporting somebody is already muscle memory, especially when it's somebody that I know, that I like, and that I respect.
Right.
Even if I don't like you, even if I don't like you, I respect you. I'll always respect you as a human being. That's as a human being. That's your right. That is an inalienable right to be respected.
Right.
But I will always. But if I don't like your content, I'll say, hey, I didn't like that, and this is why. And you'll see that, and then you'll say, okay, well, he didn't like this content. What can I do to get him to like my content? Maybe let me change up. Let me change my plan. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
That's all I'm. That's
We
all
gotta
I'm.
learn that everybody doesn't have to like us. I can't stand the people who want all 5 stars and oh my goodness, why'd you give me a 4-star? Can you please change it to a 5-star? And
No.
listen, everybody is not going to like you, and everybody does not have to like you. I mean, we've got to grow some thicker. And that goes back to that whole, liking everything going your way. We got to have thicker skin. If everything goes your way, you don't know how do you get better if everything is always A+? How are you going to grow? How are you going to get better? There's nothing to improve.
Improvement is a conscious choice, y'all. A conscious choice. Self-improvement is a hard thing. It's a hard thing for us to do, but we have to do it, because if we thought we were perfect all the time, there will be no room for that. And I know for a fact I ain't perfect.
I know I ain't. Tony, be quiet.
He ain't perfect either.
No, I wait for him to say, yeah, you ain't.
He probably he might chime in.
Yeah.
But I mean,
we're not.
None of us. That's all I'm saying.
And that's it. We all need to give each other some grace and mercy, because not one of us is perfect. Not one of us alive is perfect. We all make mistakes. We all do things that hurt each other's feelings. We all say things we shouldn't say. We've all told lies. Like, come on, there's nobody's living that. I don't care if it's a little so-called white lie. I told my girl she looked nice in that dress and I really didn't like it. Well, guess what? That was still a lie. So just stop. We all do things. We all have said things. We've all unintentionally unintentionally done things. So just get over yourself.
That's right. Get over yourself and run it. But that's all I want to say, man. But hey, again, just letting you guys know, hey, first of all, before we even end this, I want to reiterate what Kai said earlier. Hey, Butterflies, the video is out on YouTube right now. Go check it out. Please comment on the video. Please and thank you.
Please and thank you.
The single Butterflies will be out in less than 2 hours, so that'll be
an hour and a half.
So on other streaming platforms, if you do have Apple iTunes, it is probably more likely it's out now. Again, like, comment, tell the person what you like, tell the artist what you know, what you like and what you don't like about it. So that way come next time it can be improved. Next time there's an improvement.
There we go.
And keep a lookout for her books. Those will be coming, but not right now.
They're coming though. They're coming.
And then check her out on Instagram. She does a lot of stuff on Instagram. She still does her makeup videos. I don't think she does them as often as she did before.
That was the other thing. I am getting back into them. I just got back into being a brand ambassador for a couple of makeup brands, so Wonderfully Made and Beauty Queen Cosmetics. So you will start seeing me more live. So if you check out my Facebook page, again, Kaiksa, or if you check out those 2 pages on Facebook, you will start seeing me weekly now, dropping some makeup content. So yeah,
some for those who are makeup artists and things who like to watch stuff like that. Hey, got some more good content for you. So check it out. And also, I was gonna say October, July 30th, 4 to 8 p.m. If you are in the Springfield, Mass area, go check out my sister's album release party. There's gonna be a lot of local performers there. Rage will be in the building. Farrell Bacon will be in the building. Toon Leaf the Ramblers in the building. Tony Way the Dragons in the building, and my sis Kai is gonna be in the building as well, along with so many other artists and so many other personalities that'll be in the building. If you are in the Springfield, Mass area, go check this out. 4 to 8 p.m. 18 plus. So that means it is friendly for the younger folks, but also grown enough for the grown and sexy folks too. So
Yep, yep.
y'all, so make sure y'all go check that out, man. If you are in the mass area, please go check that out, man. And
Out.
before we go, I do want to give another a quick announcement, and this is for my brother, Mr. Russell Tyson, the playwright of Atlanta, which he calls himself, and for obvious reasons. So August the 6th, 2022, at two showings, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. at the Atrium. The life-changing stage play A Changed Mind will be making its return to the Atrium. So if you guys are in the area, come check out the play. Tickets are on sale right now at $35 per person. There are limited group rates available. You would need to go to the website to check out those group rates. Check out those group rates. And if you want more information about this stage play and also about the playwright, you can go to www.inspiredimagesincc.com/A Changed Mind. That way, that particular website will give you all the basics of the play. Also, the cast and other players in the play. I personally been to the play myself. It is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful play. I really want you guys, if you are in the area, if you are in the Atlanta area and you want to see a good play, by all means check this out. Also, I got other good friends who have things that are going on in the mix. I'm gonna see if I get there and get information about what they got going on too, and I'll make sure I make announcements right here on TrailBlazerz Radio right here on this platform as we get them. But most definitely, if you are in the area, check it out. Tickets are $35. Go to the website mentioned, and for more information. And with that being said, one other thing, and I want to say this now. So I am in a magazine called the magazine is called the Men Who Hustle magazine. This is from the Pretty Women Hustle magazine. I have an article in there. I talk a little bit about myself, my journey as a writer. I answer the question, what does it mean when they mention a man who hustles? So I answered that particular question. So you guys check it out. I did put a Facebook post out there for folks to check to see. I'll also make that available again on another Facebook and Instagram post. So please, there's a digital copy of the magazine. There's also, if you guys want to buy a print version, there's a website. Matter of fact, let me actually do this right now before I forget about it, because I want to make sure that those people are able to get this and see this, because
yes, I want to see.
I am actually beyond proud of myself, because
yes, congratulations.
I try to talk, as much as I don't like talking about myself. I actually do. Much as I don't like talking about myself, I hate talking about myself, y'all. I really do, because and let's be honest, because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about the people that I'm aligned, the people that are aligned with, and the people that I support. So I really don't like talking about myself. I am horrible with talking about myself. I really am. And I'm like, I don't want to talk about myself because I'm embarrassed and I don't want to do it. But apparently, somebody said I need to talk about myself more. So I guess I will.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
There. I put the link in the comment section, so you guys can take a gander at that and read it. And I'm not the only one that's in the book, in the magazine. There are so many other great brothers in this magazine, who who contributed an article, who contributed their thoughts, and who contributed their thoughts on their thoughts on things. So I am not the only one that contributed to this, and there's so many talented brothers um that are here that are on this, and so yeah, there's so many talented brothers that this magazine celebrates. Um, And I really want you guys to check out this book. If you guys want a print copy, I think that when you guys want a print copy, I think there is a link for that. I'll make sure that I'll make that available. But the link that I just put in the comments is the digital copy. So you guys can check that out. Again, there's so many great brothers that are celebrated in this particular mag. And I think we and I'm this is not me being biased or anything like that, because we as brothers and sisters need to be celebrated. We all need to be celebrated. But I think
Right.
it goes without saying that a lot of us men folk aren't celebrated, or at least not enough,
Right. Not enough. Definitely.
because of what we do, because of things that what we do, and the contributions that we make to society and things of that nature. So there's some very positive brothers in this book, in this mag. Um, and I want to, I don't know them all personally, but I want to just say, I want to say this out here in Radio Land and on Facebook and Facebook Live and YouTube. Congratulations to all the brothers that were in that magazine. Most definitely salute every last one of you brothers. Salute every last one of you brothers. Thank you to the person who has the magazine for allowing me to be part of it and to be an integral part of that. I am so honored, and I'm speechless, and I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. And the only thing I can say is thank you. And
You
I appreciate
definitely
it.
deserve the recognition. So it's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to end this episode of Trailblazer with me, your boy Fredrick Beaty, and the young lady that's aligned to my right or your left, however you're looking at this, Miss Kie Rodriguez. As I said it before, the Butterfly, the video is available now on YouTube. Butterfly, the single, will be available in less than an hour and a half on other streaming platforms. If you have Apple iTunes, it's probably available now. If you're in the Massachusetts, if you're in the Springfield, Mass area, album release parties on the 30th,
Yes, sir.
4 to 8. Check it out. There are going to be so many talented artists that are going to be there. So most definitely check that out, man. Also, she's going to be doing more makeup stuff. So check that out too. She is a brand ambassador for some products that she's going to be talking about and demoing those products. So keep your eyes and ears out for that. And
Yes.
Kai, I want to thank you so very much for, giving me an opportunity to talk to you.
Of course.
You honor me. You honor me with your presence. You honor me with your energy. You honor me with your enthusiasm for what you do. I wish you and Tony the very best of luck in all of your endeavors, because, I mean, you guys are like, I know you guys for a while, and I consider you guys. I consider you guys
be family. You will always be family.
I consider you guys a part. I consider you guys a part of me, and that speaks volumes. So thank you for just
Thank you
honoring me
for
with your
having me
presence.
on. I appreciate you so very much.
Aw.
Keep doing what you're doing. Big and better
y'all.
things coming to you.
Don't make me cry up in here now.
Don't be crying. It's okay to cry, but don't be crying.
I got you. So on that note, man, I want to leave you guys with this particular thought, and this thought came to me, I've been watching a lot of things. One of the things that I've been watching, I won't say watching, but I've been following, was what's going on with WNBA basketball star Brittany Griner. And I had a thought process, and me and my girl, me and Monica, who's my girlfriend, we've been talking. We talked about it briefly, but I thought about it some more. So I'll say this. And I'm gonna say this. I want to be respectful of that I'm aiming this at, not at, but I'm saying it to, because it speaks to a lot of things. One of those things is the value of a woman, and I thought about the Roe versus Wade thing too, and all this stuff kind of just thought came to me. So I'm speaking toward the value of a woman. It is times of really changed when a woman's when a woman is devalued so much that she has no say over what she can do with her body. A woman has been devalued so much when we look at how women are viewed in sports, how women are viewed in corporate America, how women are viewed in the military. A woman is devalued. A woman, first and foremost, there's a woman that's sitting in a Russian jail cell. I'm not looking beyond. I'm looking beyond her being a WNBA star. She's a woman first, basketball player second. She's also a wife. But what irks me is the simple fact that a black woman is been devalued so much that there's no respect. There's little to no respect for a black woman. There's little to no respect for a woman, for any women, period. But when I look at this even more, it even goes even further beyond that. Not just because her being a woman and being black. It also goes to the simple fact that she's part of a community that is continually shunned and talked about. That needs to stop. When did it become passe to devalue a woman? When did it become passe to say that a woman has no right or control over her own body? When did it become passe to look at a black woman, a woman that's part of the LGBTQ community that's sitting in a Russian jail, they're sitting in a Russian prison or jail right now, and probably in fear for her own life, and probably just scared out of her mind? When did it become passe to devalue a woman in that manner? I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna land this plane right here. A woman's value. A woman is invaluable.
Mm-hmm.
A woman's worth has no value. There's no number that you could quantify it with. So when old decrepit and craggy white men decided that a woman had no value, a woman has no value or has no right to the decisions of her own body, or has no value, period. That's where I, as a man, draw the line. because at the end of the day, it was a woman that birthed you. Something for y'all to think about.
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to be a Debbie Downer on such an auspicious and exciting show, but I just wanted to get that particular part of it off my chest. You know, when men decide it was okay, when men make decisions on a woman's body, I have an issue with that, and I draw the line there. So, on that note, back to the positive thing, back to being happy now. But that's gonna end this episode of TrailBlazerz Radio with me, your host Fredrick Beaty, and my beautiful sis Kie Rodriguez. Again, go check her out on all social media platforms. Go check out the video Butterflies on YouTube. Go check her out her music that's gonna be releasing soon. Look, y'all. This is a lady that this is one of several people that I highly respect, that I highly admire, and that I highly give kudos and props to all day, every day. Because not just because of what she does as far as doing things on social media, but because who she is as an individual. I got to know her as an individual way before I knew her as an author or as a brand ambassador for makeup or as a singer. So anytime she's in my presence or I'm in her presence, I'm going to speak highly of her. And I'm also going to speak highly of her husband too, because those are people that I've grown to respect and I've grown to admire. And these are people who I genuinely support. In addition to everyone else that I support. But these are people, but everyone is someone that I genuinely support. These two people, I love them to life. I love you guys to life, man. There ain't nothing y'all can do about that right there.
Well, Tony got you singing at the wedding, so I don't know what y'all doing. I mean,
we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But that's gonna end this episode, y'all. Make sure you guys continue to follow us on social media: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Also check out our YouTube channel. We have a repository of all the episodes there. Also check out our audio podcasts, which are uploaded every Friday, which is something I'm probably gonna be doing anyway. Every Friday on Anchor, to be distributed on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere you get audio podcasts. Make sure you follow us on those follow us and like us on those platforms. I really do appreciate the support. You guys are wonderful, wonderful, beautiful people, and I love you. I love all you. I love all you guys with the love of God, and ain't a damn thing y'all can do about that. And I always like to leave with one thing, with the three things I always say before I end every show. So number one, want you guys to love on each other. Number two, be good to each other. Number three, it is a crazy, crazy ass world out here. So above all, please, and I'm begging you, please be safe out here.
be safe. Yes.
Thank you guys so much. Enjoy your weekend, and we will see you again on the next go round. Peace.